Be me. 32. Finally living authentically after years of performing femininity for the male gaze. Decide to do a social experiment because obviously my lived experience can illuminate systemic issues that men are too emotionally stunted to articulate themselves. Going to live like a man for 3 months to expose how easy they have it, how their complaints about loneliness are just fragile masculinity seeking attention. Already mentally drafting my essay about this. Can see the shares now, the validation, the necessary conversations I'll be starting. Day 1 of living like a man. Realize I need to define parameters because I'm nothing if not methodical and intellectually rigorous, unlike those who just vibe through life without examining power structures. No reaching out to friends first. They have to contact me, because apparently that's what men do, and then they have the audacity to complain about isolation. No decorating my space with plants or art or anything that creates warmth, because that's emotional labor that women do to make the world habitable for everyone else. No joining social groups or book clubs or any of the community-building activities that women have been doing for millennia to survive patriarchy. Just exist, go to work, come home, repeat, like men do, coasting on their privilege. This will be easy and will prove a point. The point being that male loneliness is a myth they invented to distract from women's actual oppression. Week 1. Haven't heard from Sarah, or Jessica, or the group chat. This is fine. This proves they were probably only friends with me out of obligation anyway, performing friendship the way society demands women perform everything. I'm the one who always organized everything, I realize now, which means I was being exploited for my emotional labor, obviously. This experiment is already revealing how much invisible work I was doing. Sit in my apartment after work. It's quiet, like really quiet. There's something almost violent about this silence. Actually, if you think about it through the correct theoretical framework, the silence is a manifestation of structural abandonment. Men created a world where this kind of isolation is normal for them, and then they have the privilege of not even noticing it's abnormal. I notice everything, though. That's my gift and my curse. Being perceptive enough to see injustice everywhere. Week 2. Coworker mentions getting drinks after work with some people from the office. Doesn't specifically invite me. This is a microaggression, but also perfect for my experiment. Men would probably just show up uninvited because they feel entitled to every space, but I won't do that because I have boundaries and self-respect. Also, I wasn't explicitly invited, and I refuse to center myself where I'm not wanted, even though not being explicitly invited is itself a form of symbolic violence. Go home instead. Eat dinner standing over the sink, because that's what men do, right? No ritual, no candles, no plating, just efficient caloric intake. It feels dystopian. This is what capitalism wants from us, this reduction of human needs to mere function. Men have been so successfully colonized by capitalist alienation that they don't even realize they're living in a nightmare. I realize it, though. I'm going to write about this. The piece is basically writing itself in my head. The Sink Supper, how masculine alienation reveals late-stage capitalism's endgame. It's brilliant. I'm brilliant. Week 3. My friend Emma texts, "Hey stranger, miss you. We should catch up soon." The "hey stranger" is passive-aggressive, actually. She's guilt-tripping me for not reaching out, which is interesting because where was this energy when I was doing all the emotional labor of maintaining our friendship? I want to respond, explain my experiment, but that would be breaking the parameters. Men don't explain themselves. They just exist in their entitlement and expect the world to accommodate them. I don't respond. She doesn't text again. This stings, but the sting is data. This is what men feel, and they're too emotionally illiterate to process it, so it curdles into resentment and violence. I'm processing it, though. I'm doing the work. Unlike them, I have the theoretical tools to understand what's happening to me. The alienation I'm feeling is not real loneliness. It's structural isolation under patriarchal capitalism. Real loneliness is what women feel when they're catcalled, when they're talked over, when they're gaslit. This is just quiet. Week 4. Starting to forget what day it is. Work, home, work, home, work, home. The rhythm is hypnotic in a sinister way. This must be how men become radicalized. This emptiness, this lack of community. Except they blame women for it instead of the system. I would never be so intellectually lazy. I know exactly who to blame. Patriarchy, capitalism, white supremacy, heteronormativity, the whole interlocking matrix of oppression. See how much more advanced my analysis is? Sit on my couch. There's a stain on it I've been meaning to clean. Don't clean it because men don't notice these things. They're socialized to ignore domestic needs because women will handle it. The stain grows. Feels like a metaphor. Everything is a metaphor when you're intellectually engaged enough to see patterns. Week 5. Birthday. No one mentions it. Well, Mom does, but she's obligated to. That's not real recognition. In past years, I would have organized my own birthday thing, sent out invites, made reservations, reminded people. The fact that no one is doing this for me now is very revealing about how much labor I was performing. I was literally managing other people's friendship with me. This is what women do constantly, and no one acknowledges it. Sit alone with grocery store cupcake. One cupcake because buying a whole cake for yourself is depressing, and I'm not depressed. I'm enlightened. The cupcake tastes like chemicals. Everything tastes like chemicals when you eat it alone in silence. Men do this, and then wonder why they're dying of despair. Idiots. Beautiful, privileged idiots who squander every advantage. Week 6. Realize I haven't spoken out loud in 3 days. My voice sounds weird when I test it. This is actually fascinating from a research perspective. The physical degradation of unused faculties. Men's communication skills atrophy like this, and then they blame women for not understanding them. Maybe if they did the work of maintaining relationships like women are forced to do, they wouldn't lose the ability to speak. My throat hurts from the test sound I made. That's probably psychosomatic. Or maybe it's real. Maybe isolation has physiological effects, which would make male loneliness a self-inflicted wound. They choose this. I'm choosing this too, but it's different because I'm doing it as research, as service, as illumination. They're just defaulting into it because they lack the emotional intelligence to do otherwise. Week 7. See a couple at the coffee shop. They're not even talking, just sitting together on their phones. This enrages me. They have companionship and they're wasting it on parallel isolation. Some of us are doing actual isolation and we're making it mean something. They probably don't even notice the barista's microaggressions. I notice everything. The barista didn't make eye contact with me. That's a microaggression. Or maybe it's not. Maybe I'm being paranoid. No, my feelings are valid. Questioning, my perception is gaslighting, even when I do it to myself. Especially when I do it to myself. Internalized patriarchy. Go home. Apartment feels smaller, or I feel bigger, or I'm taking up space the way men do, unapologetically. No, that's not it. The walls are definitely closer. Week 8. Coworker James asks if I'm okay. You seem distant lately, he says. This is Rich. A man noticing someone else's emotional state, but only when it might affect him. He's probably worried I'm not performing enough femininity to make the office comfortable for him. I'm fine, I say. I'm not fine, but it's none of his business. Also, men say they're fine constantly when they're dying inside, so this is method acting. He looks unconvinced but doesn't push. Men don't push because that would require emotional labor. They just accept surface answers and then complain that no one understands them. I understand everything. That's my problem. Too much understanding, too much awareness, too much consciousness of systems and structures. Week 9. The group chat is still going. I can see the notifications. I muted it, but I can see the number going up. They're planning something. Probably brunch. They love brunch. I used to love brunch. Brunch is a capitalist scam that commercializes friendship and forces consumption as the price of connection. I'm better off without it. Also, I miss it so much I could cry. But I won't cry because men don't cry. They just let it build until they explode or implode. I'm imploding scientifically, though, taking notes, mental notes, because writing them down would be breaking character. Men don't journal, men don't process, men don't do the work. Week 10. Grocery store. See a man, probably mid-40 seconds, buying one of everything. One potato, one chicken breast, one apple. He looks tired in a way that's more than physical. There's dust on his shoulders, metaphorical dust, the dust of disuse. I recognize something in him. This recognition feels like betrayal. I'm nothing like him. I'm doing this on purpose, with intention, with political consciousness. He's just a victim of his own privilege. unable to build community because he never had to learn how. Still, something about his one apple. Week 11. Emma texts again. Are you mad at me? Did I do something wrong? This is so typical. Women are trained to assume blame, to manage other people's emotions, to fix things that aren't their responsibility to fix. I want to tell her she did nothing wrong. I want to tell her everything about my experiment. I want to hear her voice. I don't respond. She doesn't text again after that. The silence in my phone is louder than the silence in my apartment. This is what men do, I remind myself. They isolate and then they resent. I'm not resenting, though. I'm documenting. There's a difference. Week 12. Final week. I've made it almost to the end. The finish line is in sight, and then I can write my devastating critique. Then I can reveal how I survived what men claim is unsurvivable. Then I can prove that male loneliness is a choice, a failure of character, a symptom of their refusal to do emotional work. Except, something happened today. Something that's making my whole framework crack. There's a new guy at work, Marcus. He's been here maybe a month. I haven't paid much attention, too focused on my experiment. Today, there's a meeting about some project. Doesn't matter. James is presenting, and he's struggling, losing the thread. Marcus jumps in smoothly, supports him, builds on his ideas, makes him look good. After the meeting, I see them in the hall. James says, "Thanks for that, man. I was drowning." Marcus shrugs, "You'd do the same." And then James says, "Hey, you doing anything Friday?" Few of us are grabbing beers. Marcus, "Yeah, I'm around." James, "Cool, I'll text you." That's it. That's the whole interaction. But I'm standing there with my coffee, and I'm shaking. Because I just watched what I've been trying to prove doesn't exist. Effortless connection, casual care, simple friendship. Men doing the thing I've been insisting they can't do. No. Wait, I'm misreading this. This is surface level, performative, shallow male bonding that doesn't involve real emotional intimacy. Except James looked genuinely relieved. And Marcus seemed genuinely glad to help. And the Friday invitation was casual, but real. I realize I haven't been invited to anything in 12 weeks. Well, obviously, because I'm doing an experiment. But they don't know that. They just think I'm, what? Distant, like James said, unavailable, not interested. I wanted them to try harder. I wanted them to see through my silence and insist on my presence, the way I always did for others. The way I always noticed when someone was struggling and reached out. But I stopped reaching out. And they stopped too. Because that's not gendered. That's reciprocal. No, I'm getting confused. The isolation is affecting my analysis. This is what I predicted, that the loneliness would create distortions. I just didn't think the distortions would make me question my own framework. Men have it easier. They do. They're not expected to do emotional labor. But also they do it sometimes, for each other, in ways I've been trained to dismiss as insufficient. What if I'm wrong? No. I can't be wrong. I have all the theory, all the reading, all the correct positions. My understanding is sophisticated and theirs is basic. Except they're going for beers Friday, and I'm going home to my stained couch. By choice. This is by choice. I'm proving a point. Friday. What point? Friday comes. Week 13, technically, I extended the experiment because the original endpoint felt arbitrary. Definitely not because I don't know how to end it. Definitely not, because ending it means admitting I have to reach out, have to rebuild, have to be the one doing the emotional labor again. I'm at home, they're at the bar. I know which bar. I heard them talking about it. I could go. I could just show up. Men do that, right? Just show up uninvited. No, wait. Marcus was invited. James invited him. James hasn't invited me anywhere in months because I've been cold and distant because of my experiment. This is circular reasoning. I'm too smart for circular reasoning. Except I'm sitting here in the dark because turning on lights is wasteful when it's just you. Men do this, sit in the dark. I read that somewhere. Men sitting in the dark. It's supposed to be funny, pathetic, a meme about male depression. It's not funny from inside the dark. My phone lights up. Mom calling. I don't answer. She calls every Friday, and I haven't answered in weeks. She'll worry, but also she'll be fine. Men do this to their mothers, go silent for months. It's considered normal for them, and traumatic when women do it. Double standard. Everything is a double standard. Except I'm the one not answering. I'm the one choosing this. The phone stops ringing. The dark gets darker. Week 14. I give up on counting weeks. Time is soup. Work, home, work, home. Someone left a note on my desk. Hope you're doing okay. We miss you at lunch. Sarah. Sarah from the office, not Sarah, my friend. Or maybe they're the same Sarah. I don't remember. I should remember. The fact that I don't remember means something. It means I've successfully adopted male disconnection. Or it means I'm losing myself. No, you can't lose what you're deliberately setting aside. This is controlled. I'm in control. I'm always in control. Except the note makes me cry in the bathroom, and I don't cry. I'm not a crier. Crying is weakness, is manipulation, is the weapon women are given instead of real power. But also crying is healing, is release, is emotional health. I can't remember which framework I'm supposed to apply. The tears feel good and terrible. They feel like proof of something, but I don't know what. Weak unknown. Marcus stops by my desk. We've never spoken one-on-one. Hey, he says. You dropped this in the hall. It's my notepad. I didn't realize I dropped it. I'm dropping things now, forgetting things. Thanks, I say. My voice sounds weird again. He doesn't leave. This is my nightmare. Someone perceiving me, seeing through me. You settling in okay? He asks. I've been here 4 years, I say. It comes out hostile. He blinks. Right, yeah, I meant. Never mind. Have a good one. He leaves. I just snapped at someone for trying to be nice. Or he was being condescending, assuming I was new because I've been invisible. Or he was making conversation and I'm so far inside my own head I can't recognize normal human interaction. I don't know anymore. I used to know everything. I used to have a framework for every interaction, analysis for every dynamic. Now I just feel tired, bone tired, soul tired. The kind of tired men must feel when they say they're fine, but they're not fine. Oh no, no. I understand it now. The male loneliness thing. It's not that they can't connect. It's that connection requires vulnerability, and vulnerability requires energy, and energy requires hope. And when you're alone long enough, hope becomes too expensive. You start rationing it. And then you start forgetting what you're rationing it for. But this can't be right. Men create their own isolation through emotional unavailability. Women are forced into connection as survival strategy under patriarchy. That's the framework. That's the truth. Except I chose this isolation. I engineered it, and it's killing me. Not dramatically, not cataclysmically. Just slowly, quietly. Like a slow leak in a tire you don't notice until the car won't drive anymore. This was supposed to prove they're weak. Instead, it's proving I'm human. Which feels like the same thing right now. Decide to end the experiment. It's time. I've learned what I needed to learn, which is something. I'll figure out what when I write about it. Plan to text Emma, restart everything, pick up my phone, open the message thread. Our last exchange was her asking if she did something wrong. That was weeks ago. What do I even say? Hey, sorry, I've been doing an experiment in male loneliness and I accidentally discovered empathy for the lived experience I've been dismissing as privileged whining. That won't work. Hey, sorry, I ghosted you. I was trying to prove a point and became the point. Worse, I start typing, hey, I'm sorry I've been. Delete it. Try again. I miss you and I want to. Delete it. The cursor blinks at me. Accusatory. I can't do it. I can't reach out. Not because of the experiment anymore. Because I don't know how to anymore. I forgot. Or I never knew, and I was just going through motions, performing friendship the way I accused everyone else of performing. Put the phone down. This is fine. I'll try again tomorrow. Week definitely lost count. Tomorrow never comes. I mean, it comes, but I don't text. Every day I plan to and every day I don't. The inertia is physical. Like my fingers won't move. Like the phone weighs 1,000 pounds. Men describe depression like this, like moving through concrete. I always thought that was melodramatic. Turns out concrete is concrete. Who knew? Notice something at work. Marcus and James have incorporated me into their casual greetings. Morning, they say when they pass my desk. Just morning. I nod. This is the extent of my human contact some days. It should feel insufficient. It feels like water in a desert. I'm pathetically grateful for it. This gratitude feels like betrayal of my principles. Men get the bare minimum and accept it, and I'm supposed to demand more. But I'm not demanding anything. I'm just receiving these small greetings like communion. Weak, seriously, I have no idea. Something shifts. Marcus is in the break room when I come in for coffee. This usually means I turn around and leave. Today, my coffee need is greater than my avoidance capacity. I go in. He nods. Hey. I nod. Hey. Pour coffee. He's reading something on his phone, not watching me. The not watching feels intentional. Feels kind. Like he's giving me space to exist without performance. I want to say thank you. For what? For not perceiving me? For basic decency? I say nothing, leave with my coffee. But something about that interaction, something about the ease of it. He didn't try to fix me or save me or even talk to me. He just let me get coffee. Men do this for each other, I realize. They coexist without expectation. It's not deep, but it's not nothing. Maybe I've been confusing depth with intensity. Maybe there are different kinds of connection, and I've been so busy theorizing the right kind that I've been refusing all kinds. No, I'm getting soft. The isolation is breaking my analysis. I need to end this, and write it up, and reclaim my narrative. Tomorrow. I'll reach out to everyone tomorrow, and explain everything. Tomorrow. The day Marcus outsmarts me. Didn't see it coming. Still don't know if he knew what he was doing, which makes it worse somehow. I'm in the break room again, late afternoon. He comes in. Hey, he says. Hey, I say. Standard exchange. But then he says, I'm grabbing dinner after this. That Thai place on Maple, if you want to come. My brain short circuits. This is it, the invitation I've been waiting for, without admitting I was waiting. Proof that someone noticed, someone cared, someone reached out. I can say yes and end. My experiment and everything can go back to normal. Except, why? I ask. He looks confused. Why what? Why are you inviting me? He shrugs. Figured you might be hungry. I'm hungry. Thai food is good, but you don't know me, I say. This is getting weird, and I can't stop it. Yeah, he agrees. That's kind of how getting to know someone works. You eat food near them and talk about stuff. He says this so simply. Like it's just obvious. Like connection is just available, uncomplicated. No deeper meaning required. Is anyone else going? I ask. Nope, just me. Well, and you if you want. So this is... I can't finish the sentence. Is this a date? A pity invitation? A diversity and inclusion initiative? What's the framework? What's the power dynamic? Where's the hidden violence? It's dinner, he says. Thai food, spring rolls, probably some pad Thai, very low stakes. I don't think that's appropriate, I hear myself say. His eyebrows go up. Appropriate? We're co-workers. There are boundaries, power dynamics. I'm not your boss, he says slowly. But you're a man, I say. It comes out wrong. Everything is coming out wrong. Yeah, he agrees. I am. You're a woman. We're both people who eat food. I'm not seeing the problem. The problem is expectation, I say, and now I'm in lecture mode. Can't stop it. The problem is that men invite women to things and expect emotional labor or romantic availability, or I expect you to maybe split some spring rolls, he interrupts. That's it. That's the whole expectation. But why me? I ask again. And this is it. This is where I break, because I need to know. I need him to say he noticed I was struggling, that he saw through my experiment, that he understands I've been isolated and he's rescuing me. I need the narrative where I'm special, where my suffering was visible, where someone cares enough to intervene. He looks at me for a long moment. Honestly, he says. Yes, honestly. You seem lonely, he says, and I've been there. And Thai food helps. Not like fixes everything, but helps. So, yeah, that's why. I should feel validated, he noticed. He saw me. Instead, I feel furious, incandescent with rage. You don't know anything about me, I spit. I know, he agrees. You don't know what I've been doing or why, or what it means. True. This whole thing, this whole time, I've been. And I stop, because I'm about to explain my experiment. About to tell him I've been living like a man to prove that male loneliness is a myth. About to say this to the man who just acknowledged loneliness as a real thing he's experienced. About to expose that I've spent months isolating myself to prove that isolation is a choice, to him, who just chose connection, who just reached out, who just did the thing I've been insisting men don't do, the thing I stopped doing, the thing I forgot how to do. You've been what? He asks, not pushy, just curious. Nothing, I say. Okay, he says. So, Thai food? And this is the moment. This is where he outsmarts me. Not by arguing, not by debating, not by engaging with my framework at all, just by being. Simple, by offering connection without ceremony, by doing the thing I said men don't do, by being the thing I said men can't be, and I can't accept it. Because accepting it means admitting I was wrong, means admitting that I isolated myself for nothing, means admitting that the loneliness I've been feeling is the same loneliness I've been dismissing, means admitting that men are human, which shouldn't be a radical thought, but right now it's shattering my entire worldview. I can't, I say. Can't eat Thai food? They have other stuff. We could. I can't do this, I interrupt. I can't just go to dinner, like it's normal, like it's simple. Why not? He asks, and I don't have an answer. The real answer is, because simple scares me. Because I've built my entire identity on complexity, on seeing patterns in systems and power dynamics. Because if connection is just spring rolls and pad thai, what have I been doing all this time? Because if loneliness is just loneliness, regardless of gender, then what was the point of my experiment? Because he's offering me exactly what I've been craving, and I can't accept it because accepting it means I broke myself for nothing. I just can't. I say, okay, he says. Offer stands if you change your mind. He leaves. I stand in the break room. I just rejected human connection. I just proved his point about loneliness being a choice. I just became everything I was trying to critique, and he doesn't even know. He'll never know. He'll go eat Thai food and forget this conversation. And I'll go home to my stained couch and my dark apartment and my phone full of messages I can't send. And the worst part, the absolutely worst part, is that I still want to write about this. Still want to frame it as a learning experience, a journey, a brave exploration of masculine alienation. Still want to center myself in a narrative about how hard it is to be me and how much I've suffered. How my suffering is more meaningful than male suffering because I chose it intentionally and they just stumble into it. But I can't write it because Marcus just exposed the truth. The truth being, I'm not doing research. I'm just lonely. And I made myself lonely. And I stayed lonely. And when someone offered me a way out, I rejected it. Because my pride is more important than my peace. Because my framework is more important than my friendships. Because being right is more important than being happy. He outsmarted me by refusing to play. By being uncomplicated when I needed him to be complex. By offering exactly what I needed instead of what I expected. And I failed the test I didn't know I was taking. Go home. Sit on the couch. The stain has spread. Or maybe it was always this big and I just noticed it more now. Pick up my phone. Emma's message thread. Mom's missed calls. Sarah's, "We miss you." The group chat with 847 unread messages. I could fix this. I could reach out. I could do what Marcus just did. Make it simple. Make it human. But I won't. Not because of the experiment anymore. Just because I've forgotten how. Or I never knew. Or knowing and doing are different things, and I only ever knew the theory. Sit in the dark. Don't turn on the lights. It's wasteful when it's just me. Men do this. I do this. We do this. Because loneliness is loneliness is loneliness. And the frameworks don't matter when you're alone. And being right doesn't keep you warm. And Thai food with a coworker is connection, and I rejected it. And male loneliness is real. And I proved it by living it. And the irony would be funny if it wasn't crushing me. Weeks later, maybe months, time is still soup. See Marcus in the hall with James and some others. They're laughing about something. Easy laughter, simple friendship. The thing I said didn't exist, the thing I could have had. Marcus sees me, nods. Hey, I nod back, keep walking, and that's it. That's the whole interaction. He's moved on. Offered connection once. I rejected it. He's not going to beg. Why would he? Men don't do the emotional labor of pursuing people who reject them. Except that's what I always wanted them to do. Wanted them to see through my nose to my secret yeses. Wanted them to try harder. Wanted them to prove I was worth the effort. But that's not equity. That's princess syndrome. That's the entitlement I accused them of having. Turns out I'm the entitled one. Entitled to connection without effort. Entitled to understanding without explanation. Entitled to rescue without asking. Entitled to having people read my mind and then resentful when they can't. Marcus went to Thai food that night, probably had a nice time, probably didn't think about me at all. And I went home and thought about nothing but myself. And I'm still thinking about nothing but myself. Still centering my experience. Still making everything about my feelings, my insights, my journey. Still performing, even when there's no audience. Especially when there's no audience. The male loneliness experiment ended. I don't know when exactly. It just faded into actual loneliness. The kind without purpose or meaning. The kind that's just existence without connection. The kind I said was a myth. The kind that's killing me. Slowly, quietly, like a slow, quiet death. And I can't even write about it, because the narrative I wanted was, I survived what men can't survive. And the narrative I got was, I failed the same way I said men fail. And there's no framework that makes that empowering. No theory that makes that noble. Just me, alone, wrong. Outsmarted by a man who was just trying to share spring rolls. Destroyed by my own experiment. Hoisted by my own petard. Whatever that means. I should know what that means. I used to know everything. Now I just know I'm alone. And it's my fault. And admitting that doesn't fix it. And Thai food might have helped, but I'll never know.